Hello guys, welcome to Lim Gautik's YouTube channel. Today I'm going to summarize SPM at Math Form 4 Chapter 2 Quadratic Functions with a mind map. So without further ado, let's have a look on this mind map. So the middle of this mind map is the chapter, and then we start from the right hand side, which is the first part of a chapter, quadratic equation. So normally quadratic equation can be written as this form: ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. And in general, there's three ways to solve a quadratic equation. The first way is using a formula method, where x is equal to negative b plus minus square root of a discriminant divided by 2a. So what is discriminant? This discriminant we will be talking about it later on in the third part, which is here. And now you only need to know that discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so if you sub abc inside this equation, you will get the solutions for x. Okay, so this is the first method. And the second method is completing the square, where you use this method to solve a quadratic equation. Basically, you are making a bracket x minus h square by plus minus x term here, and then compile it, and then to solve it. Okay, so the third method is factorization. So factorization is actually the concept is very simple, but then since I found out that it's not included in a textbook, so maybe I will make a special video about it in the future. Okay, so this is an example of it. As you know, the c is negative 3 and the b is plus 2. So you can say that fill this x into here, this x into here, and then you choose a value of the numbers so that add up equals to 2, and then their product is equal to negative 3. Okay, so let's move on to the second part of the question, which is sum and product of roots. Okay, so in general, a quadratic equation can be written in this form, and if you divide it by a, it will become this. And guess what? This b over a is actually negative of the sum of roots, and c over a is actually the product of roots. So this alpha and beta is actually represented by the solutions of this quadratic equation, which we call a roots. So roots is the solution of an equation. Okay, so the third part of this chapter is about type of roots. So if you can calculate the discriminant of a quadratic equation, b squared minus 4ac, and you compare it with 0. If discriminant is greater than 0, meaning that this quadratic equation has two different real root solutions. If the discriminant is equal to 0, meaning that the quadratic equation have only one real root solution. And if the discriminant is less than 0, meaning there's 0 real root solution, and the solution of this quadratic equation is imaginary. So this, you will learn it in complex number in the future if you would like to take engineering modules in the future. Okay, so let's move on to the final part of this chapter, which is a quadratic function. So first of all, you need to know that any quadratic functions can be represented in three forms. The general form, fx equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. The vertex form, or we can call it the completing the square form, a bracket x minus h squared plus k. The intercept form, fx equals to a, and then bracket x minus p, x minus q. And this p and q is actually the intercept of fx. Okay, so what's important in this part is that you need to know each variables A, B, C, H, K, P, Q, what does it mean? Okay, so you need to know that if A is positive, meaning that it's a smiling face graph. If it's negative, meaning that there's a ugly face, sad face graph. And if A is positive and B is plus B, meaning that you move the graph to the right. And if it's negative B, you move the graph to the left. And C and K here is amplitude shift in this case. So if C and K is positive, meaning that you shift a graph upwards. If it's negative, meaning that you shift a graph downwards. Okay, and then this H is the same as this B. Okay, so this P and Q, as I said just now, is a x-intercept of a graph. Okay, so we will look into more problem solving question in the next video. Hope this helped to revise this chapter. Thank you for watching, and if you all would like to see more math and engineering videos in the future, hit the subscribe button. See you all next time.